TGIF everyone, welcome to your WLB First Alert Weather Extra. I am meteorologist Henry Blakes, and for the moment our weather is looking great across the Baton Rouge area. Not looking at too much going on across the Mississippi, and in the sky you may notice it's a beautiful shade of blue. No clouds, at least not for yet. We'll gradually see clouds increasing later this afternoon and into the evening, but for the moment the weather looks pretty good across the viewing area. But for the moment, what are we expecting as we go into the weekend? Well, it looks like it's going to get a little bit on the tricky side, but for now, not expecting any type of turbulent weather across the area. That is the little bit of good news I can give you, in addition to the nice little warm-up that we've got going on across the region for today. You probably already feel the difference as you step out the door, and as we go into the afternoon, light sleep weather is to be expected. Now, over the weekend, the big question that's on everyone's minds, you may have already heard that the snow potential gradually decreasing across South Louisiana and Southwest Mississippi for the weekend. However, a couple of light snowflakes can't be ruled out, but if you do get a couple of snowflakes, don't expect any accumulation. The surface is just too warm for that, so we are going to keep that slight chance of a couple of flurries in the forecast for your Sunday morning. But let's talk about your weekend forecast first. For today, mostly sunny. We will gradually see a few more clouds increase as we go throughout the afternoon and evening. Rain chances going to be put on hold at least until late this evening across the Baton Rouge area, only at 20%, so mainly just a couple of light sprinkles possible into the wee morning hours of Saturday. Saturday, the clouds are going to stick around, so don't expect abundant sunshine for Saturday, but the big difference you're going to notice is the drop in temperatures. We go from near 70 degrees for today down to the mid 50s for Saturday and down into the low 50s for your Sunday. Sunday is going to be sunny, but Saturday night into the pre-dawn hours of Sunday is where we'll be watching for that chance of a couple of light flurries. That's because we're going to have a cold front pushing through. That pushes through early Saturday, so that's why things are going to be cooling down quite quickly for your Saturday afternoon. So you may not need the jackets right now, but you will need them for tomorrow morning and all weekend long. Just want to keep that in mind as high pressure pushes in. Now we will have another little bit of a weak disturbance push through. That is going to give maybe a couple of showers to parts of southeast Louisiana late Saturday night, and then parts of southwest Mississippi, a couple light sprinkles at best, and depending on if that colder air does make its way down before the precip moves out, as we've been mentioning, could see a couple of light flurries, but it's not anything to get overexcited for because many of us are going to be asleep anyway. But where the wintry mess is going to be, parts of the Florida Panhandle into southern parts of Alabama and Georgia, that's where they have the potential for a little bit of a wintry mix, maybe even some light snow accumulations there. But here across the WB viewing area, not expecting anything wild as far as our weather is concerned. So what are we looking at locally over the weekend? Well, for today, notice as we get into the afternoon, late afternoon and evening, start to see the clouds gradually increase, and as I mentioned, can't rule out a stray sprinkle or two overnight and into the morning hours. Look at Saturday afternoon. Still relatively cloudy, maybe a couple of showers near the coast, but watch as the clouds quickly exit the area. And for Sunday morning, many of us looking at that colder air pushing in, and you'll notice the graph model really doesn't have any moisture here across southeast Louisiana. So that's why those precipitation chances are practically minimal as we go into your Sunday morning. However, there could be enough little low-level moisture left over for a sprinkle or two, but this is nothing to be overly concerned about. What about next week? Well, it does look like we are going to be a bit on the cooler side again, in addition to the potential for a few light freezes during the morning. So later on, we'll talk more about that during 9 News. And speaking of 9 News, be sure to watch us this afternoon and evening as we have more updates on your latest weather. Thanks so much for watching, and hope you have a great Friday.
Southern Air of Baton Rouge says no, 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 no interest, no money down, no payments for 12 months on HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, Whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.